Hey, welcome back everyone for some more of my Hartlepool United career mode here on FIFA 22. And we are here on Boxing Day in December of 2025. And we are at the halfway point of season number 5 here. And before I get into real big discussions here, because this is going to be a talky video like most of my other halfway point videos, hope you guys have an awesome day today. Hope you guys doing well. But I just got to say straight up, this fifth and, should I say, final season of this career mode has felt like one big kick in the nuts after another. And I'm going to start with our transfer budget, which hopefully... Here we go. So as you can see here, we got a transfer budget of only 128 million. Which I say only, but you figured we won pretty much every competition last year. Well, except the... Carabao Cup, but we won the Premier League, we won the FA Cup, and we won the Conference League. You would have thought we would have got more money, especially since not only did we win the Premier League, but we're going to be playing Champions League football. And figure our initial budget was only supposed to be 93, so that was a bit of a slap in the face. And because of that, I was only able to get 2 of my transfer targets, which I initially wanted to get Mavropanos and Amiri. But unfortunately, I was only able to get Kieran Tierney. He was my top priority. I did need a new starting left back. And I did prioritize getting a new backup center back in Philip Lienhart. But, yeah, I was kind of upset not to get both he and Mavropanos in the back. And Amiri, I was disappointed not to get, but I'm pleasantly surprised by Tanani this year, which I'll talk about more about that here in a bit. But I'm also going to show you board expectations, which we already did that, which I'll show the Youth Academy here in a minute. But we were supposed to sign 3 players in the Youth Academy who signed a midfielder position, as well as within 2 seasons have at least 2 of them play at least 30% of the games, which there is not going to be a next season, so that's not going to matter. 20 games or at least a goal, we smashed that, and we do have to sign 1 player of the same nationality as the club. We do have a little bit of money, but I'm just going to sign like a low-rated player and just sign him as either prospect or sporadic. That way we can get that particular objective done. Key player salary growth under 10%. I usually never bother with those. We are currently top of the Premier League, which I'll show you guys a table here pretty soon, and they want us to win the FA Cup, which I do plan to do that. Champions League, that's another reason why this, which I'm sure you guys can already predict what I'm going to say right now, but this is another kick in the pants, so to speak, the Champions League, and I ended up being grouped with an imaginary club, which would have been a Russian club, but EA, of course, did not fix their freaking game. But you can see we are on top of the Premier League. We are 14 points out of Manchester City. Wolves in the 3rd spot, fair play to them. And Spurs rounding on top 4. You can see Liverpool and Manchester United on the outside looking in. You can see Chelsea, Everton. Everton fans would love to have their team in that position. Leeds, fair play to them. They're in the 9th position right now. And teams in danger of relegation are Crystal Palace, Southampton, and Preston. No real surprises there. FA Cup we have not played the FA Cup yet. Community Shield I already showed on the previous episode. We are in the semifinals of the Carabao Cup. We are taking on Manchester City. Because of course we are. We couldn't face Derby. God forbid. Like we're in round 3. But we did start off by beating Brighton 3-1 in round 3. Round 4 we eliminated Crystal Palace on penalties. In the quarterfinals we ended up taking care of business against Leicester City. Super Cup at the beginning of the year was won by Liverpool. They beat Marseille 3-2. That would have been a fun match to watch. Round of 16 we are grouped against Nice. Which fair play to Nice for making it this far. Sevilla and Monaco would be a fun one to watch. And business as usual on the other side there. But a lot of teams you wouldn't expect to be in the round of 16, but you can see our group with the imaginary team, and of course the imaginary team finished dead last. OM will be playing, or Marseille I should say, is going to be playing Europa League football. Leipzig taking on Real Madrid, so it's a good thing we did not finish runners-up. We got the good end of the stick there. Porto ended up getting grouped out of Group A. Atletico Madrid ended up getting grouped out of Group C. Chelsea and Inter coming out of Group D. Monaco, Barcelona out of Group E. Dortmund missing out and having to play Europa League football. Real Madrid, Napoli, no surprise there. Hoffenheim, fair play to them, but they'll end up playing Europa League. And Manchester City and Bayern Munich, no real surprises there. And we are going to take a look at stats here real quick. You can see Antonio Perez is leading the goal scoring chart with 14 goals. 3 ahead of both Olmo and Parrott. Tanane with 8 goals, which I'll show you about Tanane. He is really making me glad that I didn't sell him. Or should I say, it's more or less fate that kept him in it. Because if I would have got a bigger transfer budget, he probably would have been gone. But Rivas has the most assists with 7. But one thing I do have to say about gameplay in terms of Season 5, and I'm just going to be blunt about this. Playing this season felt very similar to playing FC 24. And no, that is not a compliment at all. And the weird thing is, I actually have a career mode coming up, which I already have that not only started, but completed. And that will be premiering at the beginning of October. But I didn't have any issues with that particular career mode in terms of gameplay whatsoever. But for some reason, in this particular season, it just felt like playing... It feels like I have no control over anything in this game. I'm just going to show stats here real quick. Ashram with the most assists for our team in the Carabao Cup. Fair play to him. You can see Sel's got a clean sheet, and that's about it, I think. You can see Tanane with 8 goals. He's on the top, which I already said that, but we are going to take a look at the lower leagues to see how things are shaping up. Championship. Burnley and Brighton and I forgot about Newcastle getting relegated as well. They're actually not in the automatic spots, which is kind of surprising and disappointing, but Burnley leading the way. And you see West Brom, Watford, and Cardiff City rounding out the playoff positions. And teams in danger of relegation are Luton, Derby, and Birmingham. So we go to League One, you see Plymouth Argyle, which are in the Championship in real life, and Peterborough are in the top 2. Wigan, Sheffield Wednesday, Blackpool, and Sunderland are in the playoff spots. And Oxford, Salford, Charlton, and Bradford City would be in relegation trouble there. And in League 2, MK Dons, Scunthorpe, and Cambridge are in the automatic spots, whereas Rochdale, Walsall, Harrogate, and Cheltenham are in the playoff spots, and if relegation was a thing in this game, Oldham and Newport, which Newport, of course, those of you that remember my legendary FIFA 19 Road to Glory career mode, kind of sad to see them in that position. But we are going to take a look at our youth academy, because we have signed quite a few good ones. As a matter of fact, some of the ones that we got, I ended up promoting to the senior team. And they are all English, by the way. I only sent my one scout out, and that was to England, and that was it. Bunch of high potential players, too. A lot of guys named Jackson on my team. But we are going to... I already took care of development plans off camera, so it's just a matter of just showing you guys stats. Or should I say attributes? Nice hairstyle on William Bateman, by the way. Why do I not have him on a plan? I must have skipped him. Looks like he's going to be a cam more than a right mid. Yeah, I missed him somehow. Sorry about that. Here I am saying I looked at all these guys, but apparently I didn't. Even though I know I did. Yeah, I must have missed old, Jackson Allison. But we're going to show the rest of the transfer history that I was able to do. Couple loan deals, a couple of guys that are going out on permanents. Bartos, I was kind of sad to see him go, but I needed to raise money, so he's going to be applying his trade at Portugal with Boa Vista. Munoz, I was going to sell him, but I did want to at least get and renew his contract, but he refused the contract. Luckily, I was able to sell him to Osasuna despite it being the last year of said contract. But yeah, only players I was able to bring in this season were Tierney and Lienhardt. As we take a look at our squad, you can see our team. Our lowest rated players was Shika. I ended up putting him back in the starting lineup. He has already grown by 2, which puts him ahead of Wouters, which I put Wouters in my backup team. You see my backup team. My lowest rated players there are 77, which are Astrom and Peric. But you can see backline looking good. Lowest rated player, 85 Cash. We get 90 rated Cavallo, 87 Konza, 88 Tierney, 87 Bellman. That defense is looking solid. Pobega and Bentancur are both 84. I'm okay with that. I would prefer 85, but I mean, we have Rivas at an 88, which is awesome. Perez, our main strikers, a 91, and then Buma with an 87. But we are going to go ahead and look at stats. And it should be no surprise that Perez is on top, 20 goal contributions in 17 matches. Hopper, 13-2. One thing I do have to say about both these guys, which drives me nuts, like I said, it feels like I'm playing FC24. It seems like whatever I do, I absolutely cannot get these guys to beat the defenders whatsoever. And the passing has not been... And you see Tanane has already grown by 2 despite being 31 years of age, so... That's why I'm tickled pink I was able to keep. And then he did have a good year last year, to be fair, so... At least he'll be spending the rest of his career with us here throughout the rest of this career mode. You see Rivas is grown by a couple. But yeah, it just feels like I have no control over gameplay in this particular season, and I don't understand why. I didn't adjust any sliders, I didn't adjust the difficulty, I didn't do anything, but yeah, it just feels like, especially after recording my career mode that I'm going to be premiering in October, that just feels like a completely different game all of a sudden. And I will tell you guys there are going to be 2 more episodes left of this series. I am going to be doing the Champions League final as its own episode, and I'm going to be doing the Season 5, and should I say the series finale, right after that. So there's going to be... In my initial plan, if it wasn't for the game glitching out like it did on the Champions League group stage, I was initially going to showcase the first Champions League game that we played, but unfortunately we weren't able to do anything because of that glitch where there's the imaginary team. It says either the opponents don't have enough players or we don't have enough players, so... Unfortunately, I was forced to sim all those games. Got a bunch I didn't realize I had this many players out on loan. I mean, to be fair, we do have 48 players in our squad. These guys I've been trying to get rid of. Now here's where my youth academy graduates, Ed Hodges, I'll show his stats here in a bit. I did convert him to Cam. He was originally a left midfielder. Finley Clayton, you can see he's already at a 66. I converted him as a striker even though he was originally a right winger. But I'll be taking a look at those guys here. Those are the only 2 guys that I promoted for my youth academy this season. But I will be taking a good look at those guys. You can see Bauman 7 clean sheets in 15, and Sellers with 3 and 9. Wait a minute. Why is it showing Matt Sellers first? Whatever, but we are going to go ahead and look at development plans. I did do these off camera, so I'm just going to if there's any particular you want to look at, you can just go ahead and pause the video. Bauman growing quite nicely. He may reach an 88 before the end of the season. If he doesn't, that's fine, but if he does, then that'll be pretty much a bonus. Alvarez used to be my starting left back, but is now my backup just because of his lack of growth. Peters is going to be on his way out. See some of Konza's stats. You can see Lienhardt. Not a bad backup center back at all. Because Carvalho may reach 91 before the end of the season. If not, I'm not going to be too heartbroken about that. Okay, Okeke I've been trying to get rid of. Why do I have... See, I could have swore that I did these off camera. This game's making a liar out of me. Yeah, okay. So it must have been a couple that I missed. Because I know I did look at Adesina because I honestly was not expecting them to reach a 78. Bentancur may reach an 85. Pobega probably will not reach an 85. Peric may reach a 78 before the end of the season. Asham will most likely reach a 78. Maybe a 79 depending on what happens. Wait. Where's my... Did I show Ed Hodges already? Oh, Ed Hodges, I think, is a cam. There he is. I just had to just go to the next one. You see his stats. Very good dribbling, decent pace. Not greatest passing and shooting, but we are going to be improving on those. You can see Tanane, well-rounded cam. And of course, one of the stars of the team, Arats Rivas. And to be honest with you, with an 88 rating, those stats really don't look all the best, but I can honestly say, even with the crap storm that the season has been so far, Rivas has been amazing. So he has been the one constant throughout this career mode. Valdez has not been grown. I still say that Valdez looks like the one bad guy from Resident Evil Afterlife. Gilles de Wolf, my opinion, kind of looks like a younger version of Tobin Bell, the guy that plays Jigsaw from the Saw series. I don't know why I'm doing celebrity comparisons now, but... Promise Okeke, another guy that I'm trying to get rid of. You can see Finley Clinton. You can see all-around good striker. You can see good pace, good shooting, good dribbling, decent physicality, and passing. So yeah, this guy, if I were to go and continue this series anymore and go to be at least season 10 or 11, I bet you this guy would at least make the bench on my team. Hopper has grown to an 81. Those are his stats right there. And Alberto Perez, one of the stars of this team. Though he's been irritating me because I'd have to say he's even worse than Hopper in trying to get past the last defender, rather. His first touches have been suspect. And he's been taking heavy touches. And it just seems like he loses the ball easily and gets knocked on the ground too easily for my liking. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what's going on with the season, but... I think it's, I hate to say it, but I think it's the game's way of telling me, hey, you better stop after this season or it's just going to keep on being a punch in the face each time. But with that, I think that is pretty much all I want to cover. And Next episode will be the Champions League final, which will be sometime either at the end of May or beginning of June. But hope you guys looking forward to that. Now, the Champions League game will not have my commentary, whereas my Season 5 and Series finale, which is the same episode, is going to be finale. I don't know why the game is showing me that Matt Ellis snubbed a contract renewal, which I did renew him for another year. He was on the last year of his contract, but that just goes to show you just how screwed up this game is. And of course, confirmation that we did get Nice in the round of 16. Awesome round of 16 draw EA. And you see Hopper making it player of the week, which is awesome. But yeah, next time I see you guys, like I just said, we are going to be playing the Champions League final, and then we're going to be doing our wrap-up of this series, so 2 more episodes, which will take us to 38 episodes in this series, so nice even number there. Hope you guys looking forward to that. But thank you guys so much for watching this. Hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. I'll be seeing you guys again next time.